Why does your doctor eagerly write you a prescription for Ambien or Lunesta the moment you say you cannot sleep, even though he knows these drugs cause permanent brain damage? He does it because a patient addicted to sleeping pills is a guaranteed recurring revenue stream for the pharmaceutical cartel. And curing your insomnia naturally would end that profit immediately. They want you to believe that insomnia is just a chemical imbalance or a symptom of stress that requires a heavy sedative to knock you unconscious, like a boxer taking a punch to the jaw. They want you to accept that waking up groggy, confused, and dependent on caffeine to function is just the price you have to pay for a night of chemically induced coma. This is a medical crime designed to mask the fact that your brain is toxic and your internal clock has been smashed by the modern environment. Your inability to sleep is not a deficiency of Ambien. It is a failure of your body to cool down and a failure of your third eye to release the darkness hormone. The medical industry calls this chronic insomnia, but they treat it by sedating your frontal cortex, which stops the essential brainwashing process that only happens during deep, natural sleep. When you take a sleeping pill, you do not sleep. You undergo sedation, which is a biological state completely different from the restorative rest your organs require to survive. During sedation, your brain cannot activate the glymphatic system, the microscopic plumbing network that opens up at night to wash away the toxic plaque that causes Alzheimer's disease. This is why long-term use of sleeping pills is directly linked to a massive increase in the risk of dementia and early death. You are literally letting the trash pile up inside your skull. I am going to show you how to knock yourself out naturally, lower your core body temperature, and activate the brainwashing cycle without a single prescription. We are going to use a sweet white powder that acts as a neurotransmitter to shut down your racing mind and a black juice that fuels your sleep engine. No dangerous benzodiazepines, no sleep hangover the next morning, and no fear of becoming addicted to a substance that controls your life. To understand the cure, you must understand the mechanics of the core body temperature drop, a biological trigger that your doctor never mentions. For you to enter deep, restorative sleep, your core body temperature must drop by at least 2 degrees Fahrenheit, signaling the brain that it is time to hibernate and repair. In the modern world, we live in climate-controlled houses with heavy blankets and high stress, which keeps our cortisol high and our core temperature too hot to trigger the sleep switch. You are lying in bed, tired but wired, because your metabolic engine is running hot, preventing the transition from wakefulness to the dream state. Your doctor ignores this thermal mechanism completely and gives you a pill that paralyzes your muscles but leaves your temperature high, resulting in poor quality, shallow sleep. You do not need a sedative, you need a thermal regulator that acts like a biological air conditioner to cool your system down from the inside out. The most powerful natural coolant for the human body is a simple, cheap amino acid called glycine, which tastes like sugar but acts like medicine. Glycine is an inhibitory neurotransmitter, meaning it calms the electrical activity in your brain, stopping the racing thoughts about work and money that keep you awake. But its true power lies in its ability to dilate the tiny blood vessels in your hands and feet, dumping heat away from your core and lowering your temperature instantly. When you take glycine before bed, it mimics the natural temperature drop of sleep, tricking your body into falling into the deepest stage of REM sleep within minutes. Studies have shown that glycine improves sleep quality, reduces daytime sleepiness, and boosts cognitive performance the next day, unlike prescription drugs that leave you stupid and slow. This sweet white powder is the secret weapon of biohackers who want to maximize their recovery hormone production without destroying their liver. But cooling the body is only the first step. You must also address the calcified antenna in the center of your brain that controls your circadian rhythm. This antenna is the pineal gland, a tiny pine-cone-shaped organ that produces melatonin, the hormone of darkness that tells every cell in your body to sleep. In most modern adults, the pineal gland is calcified, turned to stone by the fluoride in your toothpaste and the calcium supplements your doctor told you to take. When the pineal gland is calcified, it cannot produce enough melatonin, leaving you in a permanent state of twilight where you never fully wake up and never fully fall asleep. The medical solution is to sell you synthetic melatonin pills, which are often overdosed and cause your own gland to stop working entirely, due to negative feedback loops. You do not need synthetic hormones. You need to decalcify the gland and feed it the raw materials to make its own natural melatonin. The most potent source of bioavailable melatonin precursors is found in the black juice of the Montmorency tart cherry. Tart cherry juice contains naturally occurring pro-melatonin and tryptophan, the building blocks that your pineal gland needs to manufacture sleep hormone on demand. It also contains powerful anthocyanins that protect the tryptophan from being destroyed by inflammation before it reaches your brain. A study at Louisiana State University found that drinking tart cherry juice extended sleep time in older adults with insomnia by nearly 90 minutes per night. 90 minutes of extra sleep is the difference between a slow, painful decline into old age and a vibrant, energetic life full of mental clarity. But you cannot just drink the juice and expect a miracle if you are blasting your eyes with the blue demon every night before bed. Blue light from your phone, TV, and LED bulbs hits the retina and sends a signal directly to the pineal gland that it is noon, shutting off melatonin production instantly. You are chemically castrating your sleep hormone every time you check your email at 10 p.m., creating a state of social jet lag that ruins your health. Your doctor tells you to practice sleep hygiene, but he doesn't tell you that blue light is a form of radiation that alters your gene expression. You must block this light using amber-tinted glasses or by switching your devices to red mode after sunset to protect your melatonin reserves. The Reverse Doctrine protocol for sleep is a combination of thermal regulation, hormonal support, and light management. You take 3 grams, 3,000 milligrams of glycine powder dissolved in a small amount of water or chamomile tea 30 minutes before you want to sleep. Glycine is sweet, so it makes the tea taste delicious without spiking your blood sugar or insulin, making it safe for diabetics and keto dieters. Combine this with half a cup of organic tart cherry juice to provide the raw fuel for the pineal gland to activate. If you are serious about reversing brain aging, you will also tape your mouth shut using a small piece of porous medical tape. Mouth taping sounds insane, but it forces you to breathe through your nose, which increases nitric oxide production and prevents sleep apnea. Snoring and mouth breathing destroy your sleep quality by depriving your brain of oxygen and keeping you in a state of low-level suffocation all night. Your doctor wants to sell you a CPAP machine for the rest of your life, but he won't tell you that simply closing your mouth solves the problem for many people. Nose breathing filters the air, warms it, and slows down your respiration rate, shifting your nervous system from fight or flight to rest and digest. When you combine glycine, cooling, tart cherry, hormone fuel, and mouth tape, oxygenation, you create the perfect biological environment for the glymphatic system to work. During this deep sleep, your brain cells shrink by 60%, allowing the cerebrospinal fluid to rush in and wash away the amyloid plaque and tau proteins. You wake up feeling like your brain has been scrubbed clean, with a level of focus and mental sharpness you haven't felt since you were a child. You are preventing Alzheimer's every single night by allowing the garbage trucks of the brain to do their job without chemical interference. The pharmaceutical companies are terrified of this knowledge because they know that deep sleep is the ultimate cure for anxiety, depression, and chronic pain. If everyone slept perfectly, the market for antidepressants, painkillers, and statins would collapse because the body would heal itself. They rely on you being sleep-deprived, anxious, and toxic to keep their stock prices high and their waiting rooms full. They want you to believe that you are broken and that sleep is a luxury you can no longer afford without their help. But sleep is not a luxury. It is the foundation of life, and you have the power to reclaim it using cheap, simple, natural tools. You do not need to spend your life staring at the ceiling, counting sheep, and worrying about how tired you will be tomorrow. You do not need to swallow a pill that makes you do things in your sleep that you don't remember the next day. The solution is in the sweet white powder, the black juice, and the medical tape. Cool the body, feed the gland, and seal the breath. This is the reversal of the insomnia curse, and we do not accept the restless night. We sleep deep,